old school teams that have been around for a long time. I haven't seen them fly in quite a long time, so it should be quite amazing. I'm very much looking forward to that. And I guess we'll get a rundown of ships here on the the Kusanagi. We've got Breakhard Castle, our good caster friend. He is flying that meta junker. Uh, Not quite meta, a little bit meta junker. It's got Gat mortar one side, and he's got that triple Artemis going on the other. So 2 Artemis on the side and an Artemis up front. And on the Foragori Mark II-M, we've got Gat mortar up front and double Merc on the side. Are you in the game yet, Zil?
Certainly am. I can run
good.
through the.
Yeah, go for it.
What is their team?
It's the VOLWe.
The VOLWe? Okay. Well, on Hi Mom, I'm in the TV, piloted by Warfest. We've got a Gat mortar with a double Hades side. Interesting. And for Soviet Alaska, we have captained by Captain Epilepsy. Interesting. We've got a double Lumberjack Hades with a typical Carronade Hwacha short side and a flare on the back.
So we are seeing a little bit of long range firing going on. Duel at Dawn, one of our smaller maps, you often end up devolving into this wild killing spree as spawns are not limited to sides. You can spawn anywhere you want once you die.
Furker's balloon going down to those double Lumberjacks.
Yep, Lumberjacks hitting with those Lumberjacks can be a little bit hard, but if you do manage to connect, especially with double Lumberjacks, that balloon is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Certainly.
All right, Kusanagi now under fire. A lot of the shots here missing this time around, though, so no real damage being done. And looks like the Kusanagi is going to fire back on the Soviet Alaska, knocking out quite a lot of its armor already and some guns, and starting to do some permanent damage as the Furagori is using those side mercs as well on the Soviet Alaska. And that Soviet Alaska getting absolutely hammered by these 2 ships right now. They've got to rebuild that hull. Got to rebuild that hull as quick as possible there, Soviet Alaska. This is going to be extremely painful otherwise. They are trying to drop out of arcs, Soviet Alaska. That galleon's such a huge target there. It looks like they will just barely manage to get out of the way here before they do get taken down.
Yep, finally getting behind the ribs. That double Merc and those Artemis are definitely doing a number on him. And one does not merely slip away from the arcs of Artemis.
No, Soviet Alaska did a good job, though, however, dipping down and behind the ribs. And we'll see where they set up next. Now, the problem currently is that the Hi Mom, I'm in the TV, not really quite useful so far. You know, when you have that Gat mortar front, you need to be up close. And if they're really
he's got the double Hades side, so I'm curious as to why he's not utilizing it right now.
Especially as Soviet Alaska is continuing to get hammered by the Foragori and the Kusanagi, all those shots connecting.
It's definitely a glutton for punishment. It's he just gets disabled and pretty much takes all the focus of the red team right now.
Ooh, taking a little bit of a bounce against the rib there, and that's going to cost some of their backward momentum. They should just be able to make it out of the way, however, without taking any more permanent damage. But really, blue team is kind of pinned right now. They don't really have a whole lot of options.
It'll be interesting what they come up with. They're
gonna have to figure something.
It'll definitely be interesting what they come up with, because red clearly has the advantage here, at least in terms of using their position to their advantage. They definitely have the perma-hull advantage, and I'm curious to see what blue's gonna do.
And shots going off at the Soviet Alaska once again, and it has floated out into open space. 1 Lumberjack already out. More engines going. Getting destroyed here. I guess the back flare gun somehow got shot out as well. It's an incredibly awkward area to be shooting out at. But
hey man, those mercs AOE, it's huge.
Apparently. Hi Mom, I'm in the TV now, moving forth as well. Started getting some fire. No, I don't think any of them actually connected, but they do decide to move out of that cloudless area. And this is, of course, one of the special features on this map. I think only, let's see, this map. No, you know what? They've added more moving clouds to some other maps, but I do know that this map and Parent and Rebel are the 2 maps which all the clouds move at all times. So you kind of go in and out of cover. You can't Can't really stay in cloud cover the entire time unless you're moving with those clouds, of course.
Certainly. Always fun to use soft cover, especially in games like this. They're only trolly when it gets to the map edge and they just suddenly vanish.
All right, looks like Soviet Alaska and Hi Mom are going to actually move around, and this is a kind of a common move, I would say. And once you realize you can't really penetrate that red side, it's not really working out for you. Moving all the way along the back side of here is quite a common move.
Quite common,
Will
and I believe Papa is not very fond of this because he never really thinks that it ever works.
It can be a little bit difficult. Now, it does provide you a lot of covers here still, if you can get there. Of course, VOLWe is already at a huge disadvantage here. The Soviet Alaska has taken quite a pounding. We'll see if the BFS team realizes what's going on here. It looks like they're mostly still focused towards where Blue Team used to be. Furgari is backing up a little bit, and he might just
He's
be able
caught
to get...
wind of something he
Oh,
doesn't like, and
yeah.
spots go down, and here we go.
There we go. We got some more of that merc fire going on. Of course, Kusanagi is still fairly far away here, so if those shots could have come down to Furigori already, maybe they could have gotten something done. But that double merc, taking out more of those lumberjacks, taking out that hull armor. Hi Mom is almost in range there. I think a few of the Gatling shots were connecting. Oh, Soviet Alaska losing armor. Kusanagi, can they follow up with any shots? Not quite.
Soviet Alaska's gonna have to be really careful with that perma hull. Oh, where is the hull? Where is this? Do not seize on it, you will die, sir.
Absolutely. Now Hi Mom is coming on in here now as the focus between these two. Oh, takes a nasty bounce there. However, Furgari has lost his balloon to those lumberjacks in the meantime, so we'll get knocked into the ground. But in the meantime, the Hi Mom does get taken out by the Kusanagi and Furigori, and it's going to be a little bit difficult here for Soviet Alaska to fend off both of these ships at the same time. Does knock Kusanagi's balloon out. Kusanagi will fall down, but those Artemis do stay in that range and arc still, so we'll continue on firing. Soviet Alaska has basically had almost all of his guns disabled there, and now that Gat mortar just comes in.
As soon as that hole goes.
Yeah, that Soviet Alaska basically a cough would have taken him out, as long as the armor went down, and the armor did go down, so that is a 2-0 lead now here for BFS in this Group E of Sky League, the Mega Group, as we have taken to calling it.
It'll be interesting to see what Blue comes up with now. Interesting spawn for the Soviet Alaska, and I'm not seeing the spawn for...
Yeah, Hi Mom still hasn't spawned.
Oh,
there we go. So they both...
Okay. I want to say he was waiting. He waited to see where his ally would spawn, and then they finally decided on one. You know, I'm gonna say that's what it was.
I do think that's a smart thing. A lot of teams don't seem to do that. They just are like, oh, let's get back in there as quick as possible, and that's
it's
not
tricky
always
because there's
do.
Also a timer. I forget how long. I think maybe 30 seconds before it actually spawns you on its own, due to just for trolling purposes.
Right. So you can't just stay.
Yeah, you can't just go. Well, I'm done.
Time. Yeah. How crazy would that be? All right, we'll be respawning here. I almost feel like if they wanted to go back the way that they are, however, they maybe just wanted to spawn all the way back in their own end.
Well, Red is certainly
asking
sticking
for a
to their
pause here from Big.
Sorry, never mind.
Okay. All right. Oh. I'm not quite sure what was that about. We'll hopefully find that out later. But in the meantime, Soviet Alaska has gotten spotted in.
Yeah, he's just taking so much focus right now.
Yeah, that focus fire coming in from these two ships is just so fantastic. So many guns, so much armor stripping. Not a whole lot of permanent damage done so far. So that's a good job avoiding there.
That's definitely the purpose of a galleon. If you're gonna put it in front of their guns, make sure they're shooting it and not whoever's trying to get close and do something fun.
Which is now what Hi Mom was
doing to Kusanagi.
But Hi Mom did get the Furigori slamming into its side. Hopefully they're able to repair that armor there, still down. Does get it just back up. Kusanagi has turned its Brawly side over into the High Mom, and High Mom's gonna have a little bit of
gonna
tough
start getting in
time.
here too. Yeah,
And they're gonna get stuck between these two ships now.
yeah, he
Double mortar,
overextended and
double
his galleon
Gatling.
can't support him anymore, and that'll be it for High Mom.
Yeah, so you definitely do see what VOLWe is trying to accomplish here, and it's just not quite working out for them. You know, they're so close to pulling it off, and then just a little bit overstepping on some bounds, and BFS takes advantage of it, takes out
I'm
High Mom.
still extremely surprised that they have not yet utilized that double Hades side. I've been waiting for it. I really have been.
It could have definitely been something they could have taken advantage of. Soviet Alaska now taking more of that fire once again. High Mom has respawned behind it, trying to go below, not to crash in his own teammate. Of course, it doesn't really do any damage, but you still want to avoid from aiming into your own teammates, especially if they're firing at any given time.
Yeah, ask Shink, he's a professional.
All right, High Mom now getting fired upon by Kusanagi once more. Couple of those.
He's going to take some
interesting
focus though, from the Soviet Alaska.
Yeah, Balloon has
Balloon
gone
goes down fairly quickly, and it looks like High Mom's going to jump in on the opportunity to try to take him out.
And is getting that gap mortar right up into the face of the Furigori, so Furigori's got to be careful here. As that armor does go down, and mortar comes on in,
and...
Oh, does not! Yeah, okay, there we go. Does get it down, but High Mom has now... High Mom should have started backing up there.
Yeah. He should have
High
waited.
Mom taking that mortar fire, but does get their armor rebuilt. It goes down once more, and will get taken down there. He's dropping into the ground. Armor rebuilt. Takes a bounce. Kusanagi's gonna take a little bit of a bounce there too, and that'll knock off most of his arcs, and got a little bit of bouncing going on all around here. Kusanagi now sitting on top of the High Mom.
Furigori, you're making a mistake.
Oh, Kusanagi manages to take him out. Soviet Alaska coming on fourth, bangs into the pipe.
He's in a bad spot now.
Yeah,
he's got both Furigori and Kusanagi shooting him down. He's got to reverse. He has got to get out of there.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult here. Furigori can just charge forward. They
turn that short side, kill. Carronade to watch on.
Yeah, but that short side, really all it's going to do is expose a broadside to shoot into, taking gobs of damage at a time. They do get a full watcher shot into the Kusanagi. Unfortunately, it basically did nothing. No components got disabled at all. I think a lot of it ended up going into the balloon, and now Furigori is just going to come right after Soviet Alaska with the Kusanagi rising up as well. Armor down, mortar comes raining in. Missing though, a lot of that is missing. You get their armor rebuilt. Another Hwacha barrage coming in and doing really nothing once more.
Definitely focusing but they see High Mom coming in, and it looks like they're trying to avoid the fire. Looks like Soviet Alaska's going to get out of his little thing, and High Mom barging in. I don't like it.
Getting right into the arcs of the Kusanagi, but the Furigoris right now just managed to get back up, and yes, High Mom.
And they're focusing High Mom now.
Yeah,
and there goes the mortar from both ships, and that'll do it.
High Mom extended a little bit too far again, and EFS will take this down. So that is definitely a hard-fought match. I really do think that was a little bit closer than that score indicated, but EFS just stayed true to what their plan was, made the blue team come to them, made them come into the ribs, and every time High Mom did that, it got absolutely destroyed. So that will do it for